Greetings and salutations. I hope everyone's having themselves a mighty fine day. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell down so the Ghost of the 13-month series doesn't get you and you can stay notified. Please check the description to find me on Twitter, Discord, Twitch, PayPal, Patreon, all of those things, X, Y, and Z. Now, believe it or not, I finished the Tower of God Season 1 anime finally. It took me about a week to get through since the video that I made. I said I would do it. I did my due diligence. But you have to understand that I watched it in a very Naya way. And the way that I watch anime these days is I skip through anything I don't want to see. I speed up any part that I think is lagging. And yeah, so it takes me less time to get through it. Like if you ever see me watch a current One Piece episode, I promise you I'm just watching the roof piece stuff. I'm not sitting through any of that. I don't care. So, and my thoughts and opinions and how I thought I would feel about the anime, having seen it to its conclusion, is exactly what I knew what I was seeing. You have to understand that, like, I'm a dinosaur. I'm old. I've been consuming anime, video games, and stuff for so long. I just know what I'm looking at. It's hard to explain, but the best way for me to kind of explain this, like, sometimes people will be like, "Oh, you can't judge this game. It's only alpha footage. It's not even out yet. How do you know?" And it's like, you know, when you study something intently, you know what you're looking for, you know what kind of gameplay you like, graphical fidelity, and all those things. I'm looking at this like Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. I'm like, this collision detection is awful, and I know what I'm doing. The last time I bought a bad game was 2014. That's the last time I made that mistake. I know what I'm looking for, so I know what I'm looking at, and I just have to disparage anybody who likes the anime. If you like the Tower of God anime, good for you, more power to you, and don't let anyone take that away from you. I just didn't like it. And let me explain why.
It don't matter though. Young nigga from Canada, brought from that bullshit and go like a matador.
I say let me explain why, but my thoughts and opinions on the anime is actually really well documented on the channel, but I'll kind of give you the TLDR version of it. Tower of God, the anime, in my opinion, its biggest crime is not switching up stuff, omitting things, or adding the weird stuff like bloodlusted Bam and the Black March stopping time, and he's like, "Oh, gonna smite Huaryun." Like, that was the last straw for me, and I turned it off. Like, oh, boo, tomatoes. But but I don't think that that is actually the reason that I have the biggest. Well, put it this way. That's not my biggest issue. I know that for an adaptation, you can't do a one-to-one. You need to take advantages of the medium that you're using. You have music, you have sound, you have movement, and you have to do things differently as a result of that. I'm okay with that. My problem with always has been, always will be, that the Tower of God anime makes it seem like a very run-of-the-mill battle shonen. It doesn't come across as something different, special. This is a webtoon from Korea. It's like you just think this is some generic like Japanese anime. It really comes across to me that way, and that to me is the biggest crime that they did. Crunchyroll will pay for this. That being said, I do want to say this. Vince and I have recently done a reread of chapter 0 to about 50, like just where the crown game starts in Tower of God, and even re-going through the beginning of Tower of God. The intrigue, the mystery, the feeling of being completely displaced in this tower that you don't understand. It's still there. I still get that nuanced ambience from reading Tower of God. I understand that with the amount of stories and narratives that I've accrued over the course of these couple of years since I started Tower of God, if I started it today, it wouldn't have moved me to the same degree it did in 2010. Fair enough, but my point still stands. It's special, and the anime removes that, and I don't like it, and that will also be my biggest problem. I don't love how it's animated. I don't dislike or really hate the character model. I think they could be a little better. I'm not sure what type of style or whatever look they're going for aesthetically, but I just don't like it. And I didn't like what I had to finish and see. I don't think they did the push scene bad or anything with Rachel and stuff. Like, that was fine. That was all well taken and everything, but pacing is bad. It's rushed. It's a mess. And it's like, people say, oh well, it was a promotion to like for the webtoon. I'm like, that's honestly what any anime is for. It's to help bolster the manga sales. It's not any different in that aspect, but I digress. It's not good to me. I don't like it. I'm going to give season 2 a fair chance. I kind of just care about the meal love scenes in Korean. That's really probably all I'm going to care for and watch. But now, I'll keep an eye out for Urek and things of that nature. And the soundtrack's good. OST is good. I listen to it. I'm not as moved by it as everyone else was, but it's a good soundtrack. But you have to understand that, like, I like music. I love music. I mess with music. I listen to music all the time. You be hearing some of the OSTs in the background of some of these videos, but I don't know. I can't explain it, but I don't like get up for music the same way that other people do. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. Y'all be safe. Anime stinky. You already know I got to show love to the Patreon gang. Yes, sir. Shout out to the Certified BAM lovers, my CBLs. Big love to the Priest of Fire. I greatly appreciate you guys' support, but especially shout out to my 5th Zen God. Shout out to Simi, Scobe, Revenant, Miles, Lucky Roo, Lazy Dragon, Chris, Johnny Rogers, Irene Sharda, Triss, David Langstaff, Childish Nujabes, Alan, AJ, Abdel, and 5:28 a.m. Your support is greatly appreciated, and thank you.